Morning all, and welcome back to Nichols on Tour. We are today going to do a guided trip around the old town of Plovdiv. It's about 12 o'clock now. We're just going to pop out and have a bite to eat, and then we're going to meet our guide outside the tourist information office. So we'll catch up with you shortly. Just a quick update on the weather though. Overcast, and there has been a hint of rain, although the weather forecast isn't for rain, is it?
No.
So we've not got an umbrella and we're keeping our fingers crossed. Hi, so we've just found the Sofra Turkish restaurant, which is a tiny little place, and yeah, it looks rather good. So we're going to have our lunch here, and I must say it does all look delicious. Just have a look at some of the food on the inside.
I've got chicken kebab, shish kebab. It's lovely. Little snack.
Also meat kebab, which is Adana kebab, I think. I think you pronounce it Adana. Anyway, it's a meat kebab, so that's all very good. Well, we just finished our meal. What did you think?
It's delicious. Slightly bigger lunch than I intended to have.
Yeah, have a snack supper tonight. They've got lovely puddings and things in there as well, but sadly not enough room to stuff it down, so we might have to try and make our way back here sometime. Right, onwards towards our guided tour. We've met up with our guide and we've set off on a tour. We're in the Kapana neighborhood, which is where we're staying. And Kapana, the word Kapana means the trap, because it was a very dark neighborhood up until about sort of 15 years ago, and a lot of workshops and things. And 15 years ago they decided to make it pedestrianized, and then all the cafes and little eateries started sort of opening up. So, yeah, very interesting. So this cathedral was built in gratitude to the Russians in about 1830 something. It's used mainly for sort of, high days and holidays and weddings and things like that. But it's very beautiful, and it's full of icons, etc. So this is this train cover just shows the sort of symbol of the flag of Plovdiv with the two lions, because it used to be royal, the 7 hills, one of which on the right hand side, bottom right, has now been taken down and put a shopping centre on, but they use all the rocks and the cobble streets and things like that. And then in the very bottom in Cyrillic it says Plovdiv. So it's just quite an interesting little history lesson there. This building here is really showing before and after restoration with the painted work. Before they had money to actually have proper pillars and things like that, they just painted them on. So this is the entrance of the theatre, and yeah, which has a capacity of about 7,000 people, and they always had 2 entrances into everything. They were very frightened of not being able to get out of places, I think, the Romans. But yeah, we're just going to have a look at the theatre now. One of the most complete Roman theatres in Europe, and they only found it because there was some sort of landslide, and it was all sort of exposed and what have you, and then they dug it out and realised what they'd got. But it's fantastic, it really is. So the reason that the houses have this overhang like this behind me is that they paid tax on the actual floor, the ground floor sort of space that they used, and then it was a bit of a tax dodge to make it a bit bigger upstairs. So yeah, it's rather interesting. I didn't know that. The southern gate of the city, and it shows the different architecture of the city. First, the sort of Trajan architecture at the very bottom, the sort of big stones, and you go up to the bricks of the Romans, and then the Bulgarians above that with brick and stone. So it shows all the changes made over the years. The remains of a Byzantine tower. This is a view from the fortification we were at yesterday, and it's actually the heart of the sort of fortifications apparently. But that's the River Maritsa down there, which had an old Roman port that the Romans used to bring in all their produce, etc. from.
Here, where you can see some bit of it, fortress wall.
Really roughly where we're standing by the fortifications and the aqueduct, and we're going to have a wander around, but most of this is still buried under the city. The old forum and a small theatre there in ruins of. So that concluded our walking tour. We only gave you a few highlights there, but it was absolutely fascinating. There's so much Roman, so it's like wandering around Rome. There's so much Roman stuff here. What did you like best?
Well, I don't know, just there's lots to go back to, that's what I would say. Lots of museums that we didn't go into that he recommended. So.
Yeah, I think there's a museum with all mosaics in it on the floor. There's another one with some miniature glassworks and things, so we're going to pick some of those and go. But we're absolutely gasping with heat, and it's become so hot. And we've just stopped at the gelato place behind me. You can see that, and big queue there now, and got cheesecake and creme caramel, which I asked for creme caramello.
What country
I forgot I wasn't in Spain, but there you go. Right, okay, we'll catch up later. Hi everyone. Well, we had our ice creams, and quite frankly, they weren't the best. I mean, they were cold and wet. But not great flavours, so a bit of a disappointment. We should be on the hunt for a better ice cream tomorrow. It must say it got really hot. So we went to a supermarket, bought a bit of food, some ham and cheese and stuff, and we've really just sat in the flat and eaten that and haven't bothered to go out tonight. So at the end of the day, absolutely fantastic day. I mean, there is so much to see here. It's absolutely amazing. So you know, it's definitely worth a trip. So tomorrow is another day, and we're off to a monastery. So we'll catch up with you then.